For many, many years, education has perhaps forgotten its core purpose. And I think a lot of what's happened in both schooling, but to some extent higher education as well, is we've been focused much more on the outcomes and the products, and in most cases the grade. What's really important is also the character virtues that we develop and possess over time. Some people say that schools have already got too much going on, so surely there isn't any space for character education. But for us, rather than seeing it as another thing on the plate, we would rather see it as the plate itself. Because a development of these great character qualities, these are fundamental for everything that a school needs to do. So the Jubilee Centre for Character and Virtues at the University of Birmingham is the preeminent centre in this field. So many people look to us for our research that really helps them to think about how they can be much more intentional in a focus on character and virtue in their own settings. So the Jubilee Centre's Framework for Character Education in Schools is a core document that brings together the best of our research and the best of our empirical evidence to look at big questions about what character is, why it matters, and also how you can educate it in a modern education system. The framework is award-winning, and what it provides is a document, not a blueprint, that allows educators, whether you be in a primary school or a secondary school or within a community group or higher education, to really wrestle with those questions and think about how you can make character and character education a core part of your educational offer. Central to the framework is to try and help educators think about how to make character education more intentional and explicit, and we encourage them to think about character court. And character court really is how character is caught through the ethos, the culture, the priority values and virtues that are central to the school or organisation. But we also think character can be taught as well. And that means how you make character much more intentional and explicit within the core and co-curriculum. But ultimately, we think character needs to be sought. And in that sense, character, or true character, an expression of character, has to come from within. It has to come from your own agency. It has to come from you seeking opportunities to not only develop your character, but also to show it. The framework has been adapted and used by governments and ministries of education around the world. It's been underpinned some of the new OECD approach to education for human flourishing. It informed the last Ofsted framework, and it's used by schools and colleges and academy chains, both in the UK, but increasingly in various countries around the world. The Jubilee Centre set up the first ever Masters in Character Education in the world. That does incredibly well in attracting students from around the world, but we also have a very popular continued professional development course that gives you an introduction to how you lead character education in your own school. The key areas we're working on right now is the importance of character in a digital age, and primarily in the age of AI. I think character is going to become increasingly important as digital technologies and AI automates things, and we're much more aware and focused on actually an education that brings out the best of us as people and our human values and nature. The other area that we're really excited about is we've just recently launched the Global Character Alliance. The Jubilee Centre at the University of Birmingham is the secretariat for that, and we've launched this initiative bringing together 27 of the most prominent organisations focusing on character education from around the world together into an alliance which will be working to grow and develop over the next few years.